The Lunar New Year, also known as Chinese New Year, is a significant event celebrated worldwide by millions of people. It's a time when families and friends get together to celebrate the beginning of a new year and bid farewell to the old one. One of the most iconic symbols of this joyous occasion is the dragon. Dragons are believed to bring good fortune and prosperity, making them a symbol of power and strength. In video games, dragons have captured players' imaginations and become iconic creatures that symbolize adventure and magic. Whether they be friendly companions or formidable foes, these dragons have etched themselves into our collective memories. So, as we celebrate the arrival of the new year, let us take a moment to celebrate the magic and majesty of these legendary creatures. Let's start off with Bahamut from the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy's Bahamut is one of the most iconic dragons in the gaming world. A colossal and fearsome being, Bahamut is revered as a deity and possesses immense power. Classified as one of the most powerful summonable entities within the franchise, Bahamut is renowned for its signature attack, Mega Flare. This devastating maneuver involves the release of a massive surge of energy, i.e. giant laser beam, leaving opponents no option but to surrender. Next we have Grigori from Dragon's Dogma. Grigori, a fearsome red dragon, serves as the main antagonist in the 2012 video game Dragon's Dogma and the upcoming sequel coming out this year. A former Arisen, Grigori was once a powerful warrior. However, his downfall came when he faced a Celestial and was defeated. The defeat resulted in Grigori being transformed into a dragon, forever cursed with this form. Now, his purpose revolves around challenging new Arisens, the warrior protagonists of the game, before they can confront the Celestial. Grigori's riveting voice, delivered by renowned voice actor David Lodge, has captivated many gamers and critics alike. The voice acting has been praised for his exceptional performance and for effectively conveying Grigori's subtle demeanor. He may look evil, but his ultimate intention lies in finding a worthy Arisen, which makes him a truly formidable force in the game. Next up, Ridley from the Metroid series. From all the Nintendo villains we've come across so far, Ridley stands out as a character who may have returned from the dead way too many times. Since his first appearance in the 1986 Metroid for the NES, Ridley has been featured in numerous iterations such as Neo Ridley in Metroid Fusion, Mecha Ridley in Metroid Zero Mission, Omega Ridley in Metroid Prime 3, and so forth and so forth. Despite its many faces, Ridley's persona remains consistent, sadistic and bloodthirsty, reveling in causing destruction and bloodshed. It's responsible for the massacre of the colony K2L and has had numerous clashes with Samus, with the latter emerging victorious on most occasions. However, Ridley's brutality is matched by remarkable resilience, allowing it to continuously rise from apparent death to confront Samus once again. Fittingly, Ridley has earned the title of the Cunning God of Death, as it evades death and remains a constant threat to Samus. Its ability to continuously resurface and continue its pursuit of destruction has earned it a notorious reputation among Nintendo's villain roster. The two dragons from Skyrim, Paarthurnax and Alduin. We'll talk about the first one. Leader of the Greybeards, Paarthurnax used to serve as Alduin's lieutenant during the Dragon War in the Merithic era. However, he expressed regret for the atrocities he committed and witnessed against mankind. Over time, the ravages of age became apparent, with tattered skin appearing on its wings and tail. Recognizing the need to make amends, the dragon retired to the peak of the Throat of the World, a secluded mountain peak, to devote himself to redeeming himself. Despite his past mistake, his wisdom remains unparalleled, evident in his words. What is better, to be born good, or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? Next is Alduin of Skyrim. Among the various dragons mentioned on this list, Alduin stands out as the one who would rather avoid coming in close contact with. This colossal being, known in dragon language as the Destroyer, Devourer, Master, holds dual roles as both creator and destroyer. In the game, the Nords firmly believe that his return heralds the end times. His abilities include Fire Breath, Frost Breath, and Unrelenting Force, showcasing his formidable strength. For you 80s folks out there, we've got Singe of Dragon's Lair, livingly animated by Don Bluth. If your childhood was around the 80s or 90s, this enormous green dragon may seem familiar to you, especially if you're into the whole FMV gaming scene. Singe made his debut back in the arcades with the title Dragon's Lair. He's not exactly the brightest dragon since he keeps a weapon that could slay him within his lair. Singe serves as a loyal pet to Murdoch, with his main aim being to kidnap Princess Daphne and confine her within the barrier, only to be defeated by Dirk the Daring every single time. We got Spyro, of the Spyro the Dragon series, an original series from Insomniac before it got passed hand to hand by different publishers and developers who have no idea what the hell to do with the dragon. Without Spyro, the charming purple dragon of the 90s, this list would be incomplete. This adorable little guy has a unique way of expressing his fiery emotions, often taking out his wrath on unsuspecting sheep. However, Spyro's skills extend beyond fiery attacks as he has demonstrated the proficiency in ice and electric abilities as well. Up until now, Spyro has managed to captivate the hearts of gamers around the world, solidifying his place as one of the most beloved dragons in video game history, at least for the first 3 titles. And we can't have a dragon list without Pokemon's Charizard, right? Longtime Pokemon fans since the Game Boy days may remember playing the first ever Pokemon Red/Blue titles. Among the choice of starter Pokemon, savvy players went for Charmander. Why? Because his final form is a dragon, yo! True, it's not a dragon type, but instead a fire and flying type, but it's the most cherished among all the final forms of the starter Pokemon. Admittedly, starter fire types honestly haven't been very hot since Charizard. I mean, all the cool Pokemon media seem to feature this badass. That's how iconic this starter is. Our last few entries include this 2000s Xbox exclusive, Sega's Panzer Dragoon Orta's Dragon. Dubbed the current incarnation of the Dragon of Destruction, this badass flying death dealer can morph between 3 forms on the fly, firing homing lasers, machine gun style projectiles, and more, and is loyal to its rider, Orta, from start to finish, protecting her from all sorts of dangers and epic bosses. For many Xbox owners, flying on the dragon while venturing through the beautiful and magical yet dangerous world of Panzer Dragoon Orta in consistent 60 frames per second was just breathtaking and unforgettable. And we can't forget about Sega's Like a Dragon series, which has been carried by one Kiryu Kazuma, the Dragon of Dojima. While not a literal dragon, he has a tattoo of one on his back, and is pretty much as powerful as one, or more so depending on which game he's in. Kiryu Kazuma is a badass through and through, helping the downtrodden and unfortunate, while not taking from the abusive and antagonistic. Almost all the time, he pretty much solves his problems through sheer determination and diligence, with his fists and feet. Be very, very thankful he's on the side of good. Anyway, those are the noteworthy video game dragons off the top of our heads. I'm sure there's a ton we haven't mentioned. That's what the comment section is for. Do shout out your favorite dragons in video games below. And do show your support for original video game content made in Southeast Asia by subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification icon. We post new content every week. Thanks for watching and have a lovely Lunar New Year 2024.